Hello everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to Olympiacos 1, Rangers 1 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. My name's Scott Carney and I'm on my own again, and yes, I do apologise, this is becoming all too frequent, but yet it is me that will be bringing reaction to what is probably quite a gutsy point, quite a well-earned point I think from Rangers tonight. I'll start probably by saying the past couple of times I think I've done a European reaction is we just have to kind of take it in isolation. I think I was under no illusions again, really, about what they can expect from Rangers and what they were going to be tonight. I didn't really know what Rangers I would see tonight, and yeah, this European football seems to suit us more. I don't think there's any real great doubt in that, and there is no getting away from that. Going to Greece tonight against Olympiacos, who won the UEFA Conference League last year, they are no mugs. It was going to be a tough game, but I think Rangers might be feeling slightly hard done to by the fact that they didn't get out there with a win tonight. I'm not too fussed about it. I think the way the European games have went so far, I think the fact that we did get out there with a point leaves us in quite a good position. I don't think we could really ask for much more to be 7 points at this stage of the competition, and yeah, it leaves us in good stead. I don't think you can turn your nose up at a one each draw in Greece at all. I really don't. And we've got some tough games coming up, yes, but I think we're giving ourselves the best possible chance right now. We are giving ourselves the best chance to progress through this tournament. So yeah, things could have been slightly different tonight for reasons that I will come on to, but I think after the way the second half panned out, especially, I think we can take a point. And yeah, I wouldn't be totally bemused by people being slightly disappointed that we didn't take all 3 points, but I think that's probably credit to how we played tonight more than anything else. Starting 11 tonight was Butland, Sterling, Suter, Proper, Jeffrey, Barron, Raskin, Tierney, Diomande, Barami and Dessers. The big talking point there, obviously, is that the manager made the decision, to not start James Tavernier and put Sterling in at right back. A big call by the manager. Wasn't really 100% sure if it was going to come. I didn't think he was. I didn't think he would do it tonight. Obviously, with the news coming out as well, the fact that Lawrence is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, which we'll probably discuss in further detail tomorrow night on Club Live. But I just had a feeling, and also he made comment about Sterling not really been ready for 90 minutes. I just had a feeling that he was going to put Tavernier in for tonight, but he chose not to do so. So interesting to see how this pans out going forward. And no matter what, the transition from away from constantly relying on James Tavernier to start games, and yes, previously he has provided goals and assists and whatever else, but this season in particular, he's not been doing very much apart from starting games, and that's me being pretty generous. A big call by the manager, that's for sure, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes on. In the game itself, I thought Rangers started okay. I thought we really nullified them. I think the immediate decision to play Sterling on our right hand side, I think really gave their left winger Martin something to think about, and I thought Sterling did a cracking job at being able to kind of nullify any threat that was coming from them. I think the midfield was always going to be an important part, and as the game progressed, the midfield partnership of Barron and Raskin is continuing to flourish, I think. But from early on, you could see that Olympiacos wanted to play really high up the pitch. Our game plan was to try and get the ball over the top as quickly as possible to Dessers, be it over the top centrally or to one of the two kind of wide players in Barami or Tierney. But that was clearly the tactic I think that we were going for. Rangers should have took the lead in that first half. I'm not going to be generous to Cyril Dessers at this point. Great work from Tierney down the right hand side. Tierney again tonight for me was impressive. He's making me kind of eat my words after a few times I've muttered that he isn't very good at Ibrox and on the podcast. I wasn't recently impressed, but he's not half making me eat my words, and he's finding a bit of form. He's finding his feet within this team. He's finding his role within this team, and he looked the most dangerous of our players, I think. But early on, as I say, great work for him down in the first half, great work from him down the right hand side. He cuts it back to Dessers. Dessers has lost his man, and if Dessers fires it at the goalkeeper, yeah, you can maybe say he's a wee bit unlucky, but at this level, you have to score them. It's as simple as that. You have to be clinical in the moments. And at that point, the frustrations were certainly building. I did think in the first half, though, I thought if we had a bit of pace, because of how high Olympiacos wanted to be, if we had a bit of pace on the wing, on through the middle, I think we could have done a little bit of damage. I really do, because they were very high, and we were finding space to be able to get in behind them, be it with a ball over the top or down the wings. So I don't think they were too clever. I really don't think they were too clever. I think if we had a bit of pace, we could have been generally 2 or 3 up in the first half. I thought the midfield of Raskin and Barron were the important parts of nullifying Olympiacos even more. They were snapping into tackles. They were chasing balls down. They were all over that midfield and really beginning to control it. And I do think this is a really important partnership that we are seeing being built. It gives a solid foundation for us to have and go forward. It really does. And I think that they are just getting better and better at it just now. And I think Raskin's really coming on to a game, a guy that we'll probably come to later on in the reaction. But yeah, so we got to half time at nothing each. I think Olympiacos had one chance I remember in that first half that was down the left hand side for Martins, but his effort hit the side netting. But Jack Butland didn't have a save to make. There was an effort, I think it was kind of straight at him that he caught, no problem at all, like an effort from the edge of the box. But apart from that, we were okay. So half time I was going, right, we were still in the tie. We managed to frustrate them. They were frustrating the crowd. The crowd are obviously quite a raucous crowd, and we were managing to get them a little bit frustrated at their home team, which always helps. We know what it's like when it happens to us at Ibrox. So yeah, I wasn't too disappointed with it being nothing each at half time. And then the second half, and strangely 5 minutes into it, he takes Sterling off and puts on Cash and Wero at right back. I found that a bit strange. I don't know if Sterling's maybe felt something, because I don't understand why you wouldn't make that change at half time, due to the stoppages in play thing that you can do, because I think that's still in play. Somebody might correct me in the comments, but I'm sure you can then still have a further 3 stoppages in play for your subs if you make a sub at half time. So yeah, a bit bizarre. Sterling, I thought he was solid, absolutely solid. He kind of picked up from where he left off on Sunday for me, and I thought he was absolutely solid. The future of this Rangers team is without James Tavernier at right back, and I'm not breaking any news or breaking any shattering any ground by saying that. I think we all know that. And whether it's going to be Sterling or Casemiro, who knows? But it was Casemiro that he chose to bring on. Again, something that I found quite interesting, the fact that it was him. I thought he's not really taking a risk here, and I don't think he believes that Tavernier would have the success of nullifying their kind of left-hand side the way that Sterling and Casemiro can. But when he didn't bring Tav on, I think that's a bit of a statement there of intent by the Rangers manager. And it's long overdue. Don't get me wrong, it is long overdue. Tav will still have his moments that he'll play. And he came on and played in the rest of the half, late on in the half, just to kind of steady it up a little bit. But I think a clear sign. I might be giving the manager too much credit there, but I think it is a clear sign of what he intends to do going forward, and I hope he sticks by it. I really do. Rangers, I say, after being solid, we then just have an absolute defensive nightmare. It really is. Proper gets dragged out to the left-hand side. He follows the man out. Jeffy then comes into his position. Jeffy tonight, I thought he was very quiet. Didn't think he was very good at all. He wasn't really in the game as such. I don't think he had much effect on the game at all. But Jeffy just kind of gets lost. Him and Barron, the ball gets chipped forward in between Barron and Jeffy, back into the box. Proper hasn't made it back into in the centre half position. Shooter comes rushing out and kind of lunges himself in. It is a very tidy finish by their clinical number 9 striker. That's the way that I felt at the time. I was like, the clinical number 9 is what you need in these games. And it's a tidy finish. Getting Butland had absolutely no chance, and we went one behind, and I felt a little bit deflated, I won't lie. I kind of thought, yeah. And all I kept thinking was, if Dessers had managed to take a chance in the first half, then we wouldn't be in this situation. A bit disappointing. I think I did just a defensive bomb scare. It really was. It was just nonsense defending, really nonsense defending. Nobody covers herself in any credit with it at all. I thought it was poor, right across the back line. I thought it was very poor. But Rangers managed to get themselves back into the game. Barron initially breaks up the play in the middle of the pitch like he was doing the entire game. And eventually leads to a misplayed pass that Tierney picks up. He plays it to Dessers. He's through. There's a man coming over to, looks like he's going to tackle him. At this point, I'm going, I don't know if Dessers will score or shoot or what he was going to do, but the composure he shows just to kind of delay his run. He doesn't take his run. He commits the defender slides across him. He skips it round him, and the composure and the finish, the side foot it into the far corner, it is sublime. And this is the enigma that is Cyril Dessers, because he actually makes me more angry when he scores, because there is something in there. There is a player in there that can do the things that we need him to do. And that goal's evidence of it, but it's just nowhere near consistent enough. I mean, that's 1 in 100 maybe from Dessers, but I can't take anything away from the guy. The finish is genuinely top draw. It is an absolute peach of a goal, and if anything, it deserves our point that we got tonight. Just the composure that he shows, and yeah, the guy is just a conundrum. It really is. I can't make heads or tails of him. I just can't make any sense of him. He's the most frustrating player, I think, in my 30 years of watching Rangers that I can remember feeling against, because what a goal, what a finish. Generally brilliant, up at my chair, delighted. Couldn't believe that he'd managed to do it, but in the first half, would he have done that? Because this is the type of player that he is. I still believe we won't continue to go forward with Cyril Dessers as our number 9, but you cannot take anything away from the guy. That is an absolutely top-class finish, it really is. And I released a tweet or post on it on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, that somebody will do a dissertation on this guy, of the actual absolute enigma that is Cyril Dessers, and they'll pass with flying colours, because it's the guy is just, he's so difficult to figure out. But I got Rangers back into the game. From there, I thought Rangers controlled the game, really. I thought Jack Butland had nothing to do after that. Casemiro went close with a really decent effort just after we scored. And that kind of swung, it was kind of an out-swinging shot away to the far post that went wide. And then really right at the end, the last one I remember that Barron was kind of breaking through, and he maybe should have pulled the trigger, but it was very much tired legs. But Rangers controlled the game for the aforementioned Barron and Raskin, who were excellent tonight. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Raskin was solid, absolutely solid. I thought he's just growing in stature, he really is, and he's really cementing his place. I think the both of them, Raskin and Barron, are going to be very important for us for the remainder of this season. They have to be the guys that are the base of the midfield. They're the guys that are the foundation of the middle of the park for us. And I think it can't be underestimated just how important that's going to be for Rangers. As I say, we get to full time and it's 1 each, and I just think it's a well earned point. I really do. I think Rangers showed a lot of determination. We could have buckled when we went a goal down, especially after the way we'd played in the first half, by kind of keeping ourselves in the game, I suppose. But to get out of there when nobody really gave us a chance, fans included, I don't think many were really given as much of a chance tonight. But a 1 each draw away in Greece, not a hard place to go. A very difficult place to go, and a team that have been playing some pretty decent football. We made them look rather average tonight. We really did. I thought they were there for the taking at some points, but I think maybe overall, probably, I'm slightly feeling a bit hard done to the fact that we didn't get the win. But if we had a clinical number 9 striker, I think we would have won that game very, very easily. But again, a backhanded compliment to myself. I won't take anything away from Dessers. It's a good point. It really is a good point away from home in Europe, and we'll look forward to the next one now, which is also away against Nice, I believe. I think that's the next game. I could be wrong, but I think that's the next game. But yeah, happy enough with that. Really happy enough with that. It's a game you've got to take in isolation. I didn't know what we would expect to see after the pretty poor performance that we had on Sunday, even though we did win, yes, but it wasn't a very good performance. And yeah, I'll take a solid draw. I really will take a solid draw. My man of the match tonight, I think I would need to split it in two to give it to, maybe even 3. Definitely 2 though, but Tierney I have to give credit to again. I think, as I mentioned, I just think he's looking very dangerous just now. At points it was all I kept thinking to myself was just get the ball to him because it looks like he was going to do something. But push comes to shove, I'll have to give it to Raskin. I thought he's great. He's just what you want from that type of midfielder in your engine room. It's just a guy to battle, chase, be strong, be physical, be there to cut out passes, be there to pick up those balls. I think he has to get a little bit better with a few stray passes that he's making, but the effort, determination, and his sheer will to win the ball back is really, really good to see. And I'm glad that he's been able to kind of prove some doubters wrong, and he's kind of growing into this Rangers jersey of his. And yeah, I will have to give it to Raskin. So yes, we'll be back tomorrow with Club Live. I think it'll be myself, Alistair, and Ross tomorrow night. So make sure you tune in for that at 6:30. I'll get their guys' reaction to this, and we'll look ahead to the Hearts game, which will be on Sunday. Thank you for listening to me tonight. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, all the usual stuff. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.